Hello everyone, this is April, the artist behind InvokeArtSense. Today I bring you an iPad and Procreate. So I recently got an iPad a day after Thanksgiving, not day after Thanksgiving. I would never go shopping that day, but the Monday after Thanksgiving, I bought an iPad, just an 7th generation iPad, and I also recently bought an Apple Pencil. So this is the older version. I don't have the Pro, so I needed but it does work with the 7th generation iPad. So I have a 10.2-inch iPad and now an Apple Pencil. Okay, so my Apple Pencil, it's not an Apple Pen, Apple Pencil here. It's for iPad models with Lightning connector and Apple Pencil support. So the 7th generation works fine with this pencil. And when I first got it, I really wasn't sure how to. I opened it already because I needed to find out I wanted to work with it first. As you can see, I made this line art here, and it comes with the adapter here. Comes with an adapter to connect to your Lightning connector to charge it, and also an additional tip here, additional nib. You can charge this two ways. The first way, you can just simply take off the back here and you have a Lightning connector at the end that you see here, and it's magnetic, so it just goes on without any effort at all. At first I tried to twist it off. Don't do that. Just simply pull it off and put it back on this way, and then you take your Lightning connector and plug it in this way. That is your first way to charge it, by using your iPad directly. And I think both ways are about 30 minutes that it will take to charge it. And the other way, you can use the adapter that it comes with and take off the back end again, put the adapter on, and your Lightning cable for your iPhone or iPad. Put that on, plug it in for about 30 minutes, and your Apple Pencil is ready to be used. Alright, so I did this sketch and line art yesterday, and you will see a video right after this introduction with the time lapse of this line art. And so when I first got it, I watched a video or two, but the first thing I learned was it does time lapse here. You just have to click the time lapse recording icon on, and then it'll record for you. But it's really fast, so after it records, then I will use a movie video app to slow it down, because depends on what I want. Maybe I want it fast, maybe I want it slower. I can just take the video and put it into another video editor, and I can slow it down. And then one thing I didn't know, that when you're working with this, to make it easier, click preference and click edit pressure curve and put it up a little bit, and it will be easier to draw your lines. It won't take as much pressure to get that done. And then 2 fingers to erase, and 3 fingers to redo. And then another thing that I learned that is very useful, that I had problems with when I did my sketch, was a random marks that my hands would create when I touched the screen. If you don't want random marks that appear on your canvas, and we don't want that to happen, then you just simply go to the wrench tool here, preference, and gesture controls, and disable touch actions. Click that, because mine wasn't clicked and I had a lot of marks and I had to erase, and probably I have marks that are still there. The only marks will be from your Apple Pencil. Okay, so everyone, this is the color wheel that's in the corner right here, and there is a disc of the color wheel disc, and you can just move around anywhere in the circle and pick your color this way. Or they have color palettes down here in the corner. The default that it came up with was this hot pink blue colors, but then they have this campfire one here, and I chose that one instead. So to get back to it, go back to the disc, and then they have classic, just your classic colors like Photoshop, and then they have color harmonies here. So if you pick this color, then you would get the purple color here. You'll get your complementary colors. Color complementary. So you never forget. Your values here. I'm not gonna even mess with that, but you have even a hexadecimal thing. So I think for me, palettes would be useful, and then you can add a color palette easily. You can create your color palette. Oh, so that's easy. So I had that color in there, and then I created a color in my color palette. And let's rename this to, we'll just say color 1. And let's go back to the disc. So they already had skin tones already in this campfire color palette. That's perfect for me, and I'll start off with this color here. And for the painting brush, I think I want to use the Gouache painting brush here. They have a number of brushes, but let's do Gouache. And let's not forget to create a different layer, because we don't want our layers to be on top of our line art. Let's rename the layer too. Rename to color 1. Okay, so we can move our layers. So we have our layer, and I named it color 1. Just hold down on it if you want to move it, and I want to move it down to the 3rd layer, because the top 2 are my line art layer. So we'll have it on that layer. Okay, I don't know what I was doing. I should only color in the skin area, because the skin area is what we need. Okay, and I'm not finished, painting all of the skin the basic color, but before I do a clipping mask, I'm going to erase a little bit around certain areas that I went over the line. So it's really easy to create a clipping mask in Procreate. Just go to your layers, and with 2 fingers, swipe right. A little bit hard for me because my first finger is really short compared to my second finger. I've got a short finger. Now we're going to start the time lapse of my drawing, and that is the best feature of all on Procreate, because otherwise when I was using Photoshop I had to use OBS Studio, which recorded my desktop and all that, but it makes it so easy if the program itself it's already integrated, so you don't have to even think about it as long as you keep that option clicked on. It'll always be there for me to see my process work. And also the sketching brushes were so easy to use. They were like real graphite pencils. They had so many options. I used Derwent pencil, technical pencil, but depending on the pressure you use, it could be real, it could be a harder gradation or a lighter gradation. And at first I started with A4 canvas, so I was a little confused on the canvas size, and I ended up only having minimum of 7 layers, and that could be because my iPad is an older version. I only have 32 gigabyte of room, so I'm very limited on layers, but as I use it more, I'm going to figure out what canvas size would be optimal for me to actually use more layers, because I had to merge layers and delete layers, and I think I ended up even losing my sketching layers because I tried to merge them and accidentally they were just gone, just like magic. They just disappeared. But I needed more layers anyways. And so I have an older iPad, but that's fine. This is my first iPad ever in my whole life. I've only had like Android tablets that were not very good at all, and I did not enjoy using them at all. So this is it was a great purchase for me and a great investment. It was only $250 Monday after Thanksgiving. And the inking process also was so easy. I used Mercury, but next time I'll use technical pencil because technical pencil has a more solid lining, less feathering. But I had no problems. I did the sketching under layers 2 times just to get more of an idea of more detail, more smoothing out of my character. And then the inking process was easier. I really enjoyed this, and it just makes my art look so much better. I will be using Procreate in the future. Like, even in my traditional art, I want to use Procreate to get my line art so I can print on the cardstock, or maybe I can print on watercolor paper if I can figure out if my printer can print on watercolor paper. I think that's possible if I have the right size watercolor paper. So that is a future project of mine, figuring out how to print onto watercolor paper using my printer. But I want to, using markers or something like that, I want to draw on Procreate, get my line art this way, and print on my printer. Or get my line art on Procreate, print a copy, and then use my Lightbox to get my line work transferred to a different mixed media paper or watercolor paper. So I just have so many more options now, and I'm so happy, and I'm in love with this program. I don't know if you have ever used Procreate. It's been around for a long time, apparently I guess 7 years, but I've never had an iPad, and I just recently got one, and I just recently got an Apple Pencil too. The Apple Pencil was $94 on Amazon, but I had a $21 discount, so it was only about $80. So it was an investment, but it will be a great investment for my future art projects and art making. And this drawing I did, I want to make stickers from this, and this I'll make stickers. I don't have any like die cut machines to cut the stickers out, so I will be doing it by hand. I guess everyone starts off from somewhere, right? So I'll be printing them out. I'll put them in Photoshop and size them out and print them out, and I will be cutting them by hand and creating my sticker packs that way, at least for now. And I have only a few right now. I think the Pegasus I did last time, I made stickers for that, and this one here I'll make stickers for this one, and I'll make a few more before I decide what I want to do. Maybe I want to do a giveaway with the stickers, make a few prints from my best works and do a giveaway at a later time. And if that is done, I'll announce it later. but maybe a giveaway with a print and stickers would be a great idea later. Maybe when I hit 300 subscribers or 250 subscribers. But after I build up my work and I have more stickers I can create and more prints, then it'll be something that I can solidly say that it will happen. I use the gouache brush here, and I love the gouache brush. It is so lifelike, like I'm really painting with gouache in real life. And the shading process was so easy because of the clipping mask ability. Yes, Photoshop has the clipping mask ability, but I never really used it. Well, I only got back into doing digital art on Photoshop, but I don't really know how to use clipping mask on Photoshop. But so I think that it's more user friendly for Procreate. And I don't know if Procreate is a professional, like medium professional program, but it really beats Photoshop. I mean, yeah, okay, you can have more layers in Photoshop, and I don't run into that minimum layer thing, but I don't really use a lot of layers. And if I did have an iPad Pro later down the road, then it wouldn't be a problem. I would have more memory. But so right now, clipping mask, they're so easy. Shading is so easy. It just makes my life easier. I love the colors I used in the dress and her hair. Overall, I used like a split complementary color scheme. I used like the red orange along with blue green and lighter blue green, and that gave me also opposite the color wheel, the red orange. So the split complementary, I think, really enhances the overall feel of her, the tone, the color dynamics here. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time in the next exciting video. Like, subscribe, and goodbye everyone.